This year's Oscars may have promised Hollywood glamour and celebration, but what we got instead was a roller coaster of scandals, awkward moments, and shocking surprises. From a bizarre onstage kiss that reignited a 2-decade-old controversy to stunning upsets that left fans furious, the entire night felt more like a dramatic movie than a polished awards show. If you thought last year's ceremony was wild, just wait until you hear what really went down this time. It wasn't just a single cringeworthy moment. There were at least half a dozen moments that had viewers at home glued to their screens or covering their eyes in disbelief.
Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner step out for date night at the Oscars.
Before the show even started, rumors were swirling about possible upsets in the major categories. Then the red carpet set the stage for drama, surprising appearances, risky fashion choices, and the kind of tension that only grows when too many high-profile stars are forced into one building. By the time the show began, everyone was bracing for something explosive, and the 2024 Oscars definitely delivered. In this video, we'll break down the night's biggest shocks, Adrien Brody and Halle Berry's jaw-dropping revenge moment.
Night of nights at a very civilised 11 a.m. over here is done and dusted, and for an awards show celebrating movies, there sure was a hell of a lot of singing.
The unexpected win that had viewers crying foul, the raging debate around wicked snubs, Timothy Chalamet's curious Oscar date, and the ex who nearly hijacked his spotlight, and one under-the-radar movie that somehow sparked one of the night's most heated controversy. Plus, we'll touch on the random cameo that had the internet scratching its head. So settle in, because we're about to dissect every twist and turn from an Oscars night that will go down in history as one of the most chaotic ever.
Halle Berry and Adrien Brody, moments like that are just the best.
Ever since Adrien Brody stunned audiences in 2003 by grabbing Halle Berry and planting an unsolicited kiss on her the moment he won Best Actor, their infamous Oscars moment has lingered in pop culture. People have debated that kiss for years. Was it just an overexcited winner caught in the moment, or was it a clear violation of boundaries? Halle Berry herself seemed to accept his apology, at least in public, but some fans never forgave him, calling it one of the most uncomfortable moments in Oscars history. Fast forward to 2025, and the tension between these two took center stage yet again.
Oh my God!
This time, the tables turned completely. Halle Berry was spotted on the red carpet talking to Adrien and his partner. Out of nowhere, Halle said something to his partner, then leaned in and kissed Adrien right in front of her. People around them were cheering and clapping like it was some triumphant moment, but the internet's reaction was far from unanimous applause. Onlookers described the moment as surreal. Some felt it was payback for that 2003 incident, but others found it downright disrespectful, especially because Adrien's partner was literally standing right there.
What was going through your mind when Adrien Brody kissed you at the Oscars? Was that planned?
No.
Social media exploded. Some folks hailed Halle as a hero, suggesting that she reclaimed her power after that awkward 2003 kiss. But plenty of commenters said they would never let anyone walk up to their partner and kiss them in front of a cheering crowd. Revenge or not, whatever side you're on, it was a direct callback to one of the Oscars' cringiest moments. If the Academy was trying to keep things classy, that plan went out the window the second Halle leaned in and locked lips with Adrien Brody. But that was only the beginning of the Adrien Brody saga this year. Moments after the revenge kiss, Adrien Brody added even more fuel to the fire by delivering one of the longest acceptance speeches in recent memory. He won Best Actor yet again, and after making his way to the stage, he did something nobody saw coming. He pulled out gum from his mouth and casually tossed it toward his partner, who actually caught it. Yes, you heard that right. He literally discarded his gum mid-stage, and his partner, presumably trying to be supportive or just used to his quirks, snatched it out of midair. People watching at home were stunned, calling it the most disrespectful moment of the entire show.
Adrien Brody.
Others jumped onto TikTok to express their secondhand embarrassment. Then came Brody's drawn-out speech. He talked so slowly, pausing and losing his place, that the orchestra attempted to play him off several times. Each time the music started, he waved them away, insisting he had just one more thing to say. The internet was not having it. Viewers labeled him selfish for hogging the microphone and overshadowing other nominees who also deserved a spotlight. To make matters worse, more chatter stirred online when some discovered that Adrien's partner is none other than Harvey Weinstein's ex-wife. This tidbit ignited speculation about how someone connected to the disgraced movie mogul would be received at such a high-profile event. Though no direct confrontation occurred, the awkwardness certainly hung in the air. By the end of his marathon speech, people on social media were ready to move on. Complaints ranged from, "That speech was a total snooze fest," to, "He wasted everyone's time just so he could indulge in his own moment." Either way, the gum-tossing combined with the never-ending monologue made Adrien Brody the center of Oscars gossip, and not in a good way. As the night progressed, the focus shifted from Brody's antics to an even bigger upset: Mikey Madison's Best Actress win over veteran star Demi Moore. If you followed the awards season buzz, then you know Demi Moore had been the frontrunner for months. She'd already snatched up several prestigious awards for her role in The Substance, a film that explores the emotional consequences of aging and being overshadowed by younger talent. Ironically, that exact storyline seemed to play out in real life when the Oscar went to Mikey Madison.
And the Oscar goes to Mikey Madison.
An actress just beginning to dominate the industry at 25. The internet practically burst into flames. Moore's fans felt blindsided, arguing that the Academy had robbed her of a well-deserved victory. Others defended Mikey, praising her performance in Anora as deeply layered and transformative. A few pointed out that the awards season had been split between the two actresses. Demi cleaned up at the SAG Awards and Golden Globes.
I'm just in shock right now. I've been doing this a long time, like over 45 years.
While Mikey triumphed at the BAFTAs and the Independent Spirit Awards. In that sense, many insiders believed the race was always neck and neck, leaving room for a surprise on Oscars night. While the Best Actress drama took center stage, Wicked fans were nursing their own heartbreak. The highly anticipated adaptation nabbed nominations across major categories, and many believed its leads, Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, were sure bets for big awards.
Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo made sure the 2025 Oscars got off to a wicked good start.
Instead, the film only secured wins for Best Production Design and Best Costume Design, leaving fans outraged that the actors and the movie's direction were overlooked. Fans had their hopes sky high after the show opened, with a jaw-dropping performance of Defying Gravity by Cynthia and Ariana. In fact, according to the overnight ratings, the Oscars enjoyed its highest viewership spike during that number. But once the awards started rolling out and Wicked missed out on the acting categories, disappointment set in fast. Social media lit up with comments like, "How do you snub Cynthia Erivo's powerhouse performance?" and "Ariana deserved better than this." Part of the frustration stemmed from the fact that Wicked hadn't been winning in the run-up to the Oscars, so some fans realized it might not sweep. Yet many held out hope that the Academy would surprise everyone. Sadly, it didn't happen. Another storyline that had everyone talking was Timothy Chalamet's red carpet appearance alongside Kylie Jenner. Ever since whispers of their romance started circulating, fans have debated whether this pairing is genuine or just a publicity setup.
Although they did not pose together on the carpet, Kylie and Timothy are spotted sitting next to one another during the 97th Academy Awards ceremony.
Whatever your stance, they appeared quite close at the Oscars, posing together and looking comfortable in each other's company. One moment that melted some viewers' hearts came during the announcement of Best Actor. Kylie, seated next to Timothy initially, quietly moved one row back so he could share the moment with his mom. Although Timmy ended up losing the award, the brief show of support from Kylie earned her a wave of online love. People remarked that she seemed respectful of his family bonds, which made her appear more genuine than critics might have previously assumed. But the real awkwardness hit when Lily Rose Depp, Timothy's ex, stepped on stage to present for Best Costume Design. The big screen behind Lily Rose showed a large image of Timmy from his role in Complete Unknown. Fans immediately noticed that Kylie and Timmy were nowhere to be seen. According to audience insiders, they had just left their seats moments earlier. Coincidence or intentional dodge? While huge blockbusters battled for top honors, a smaller film called Emilia Perez found itself at the center of a cultural firestorm. Starring Carla Sofia Gon and directed by a team primarily known for gritty dramas, the movie tackled themes of cartel violence and oppression. From the get-go, Emilia Perez faced intense scrutiny for what some viewers and critics saw as a misguided portrayal of Mexico. They argued that the film perpetuated harmful stereotypes and lacked authentic Mexican voices in its creative team. Then came the Oscars, where Zoe Saldana nabbed Best Supporting Actress for her role in Emilia Perez. Right after her big win, she headed to the press room. A reporter confronted her about the film's negative reception among Mexicans, specifically accusing Emilia Perez of being hurtful in its portrayal of modern Mexico. Zoe responded by saying she was sorry people felt offended, but insisted the story was meant to be universal, implying it could have been set in any country and was never intended to represent Mexico specifically. That explanation didn't fly with many viewers. Social media lit up with criticisms, calling Zoe's words condescending and dismissive. Some pointed out that the movie explicitly focuses on a Mexican context, with plot points tied to cartel culture and corruption.
I'm very, very sorry that you and so many Mexicans felt offended. That was never our intention.
Others fumed at Zoe's attempt to deflect criticism by claiming Emilia Perez could have just as easily been about women in Detroit or Russia. Comments ranged from, "You can't label a film as universal when it's full of Mexican references," to, "This is exactly the attitude that fuels shallow representations of marginalized cultures." Amidst all the high-stakes drama, one of the oddest sightings of the night was YouTube personality Garrett Watts, seated in the audience. Known primarily for his lighthearted vlogs and past collaborations with Shane Dawson, Garrett's appearance at the ceremony threw some viewers for a loop. Spotting him among Hollywood's elite felt so random that Twitter erupted with, "Wait, is that the Garrett Watts?" And "I must be hallucinating. Why is Garrett Watts at the Oscars?" Outside the Dolby Theater, the Oscars conversation stretched long into the night at the famed Vanity Fair after-party. Timothy Chalamet was seen chatting up Kendall Jenner and Kim Kardashian, leading fans to speculate that he's essentially in the family now. People who once questioned his involvement with Kylie took this as confirmation that he's truly forging close connections in that circle. As for Adrien Brody, multiple sources claim that his entire red carpet attitude carried over to the after-party, with some describing him as basking in his own spotlight. Meanwhile, Halle reportedly left early, which some took as a sign she wanted to dodge more questions about that polarizing kiss. Mikey Madison also made the rounds, celebrating her Best Actress win. Several onlookers observed that she kept a relatively low profile, possibly anticipating more pushback over beating out Demi Moore. Then there was Demi Moore herself, who, despite her loss, showed up to the after-party with grace. And there you have it, the 2025 Oscars in all their messy glory. From Adrien Brody's controversial gum-flinging to Halle Berry's public revenge kiss, the night overflowed with moments that had everyone talking. We witnessed longtime favorites lose out in huge upsets, fan-favorite musicals left wanting more recognition, and a cross-section of Hollywood's biggest stars embroiled in unexpected drama.
Host Conan O'Brien couldn't help getting in on the show tunes.
I won't waste time. I won't.
Even Timothy Chalamet, who usually flies under the radar, found himself front and center with Kylie Jenner while simultaneously dodging an uncomfortable ex run-in. What does this all say about the Oscars? For better or worse, the Academy Awards are still the stage for Hollywood's biggest headlines. They can catapult careers, rekindle age-old feuds, and spark cultural debates that last for weeks. Clearly, the Oscars remain an unpredictable event where anything can, and usually does, happen. Now, I want to hear from you. Were you rooting for Demi Moore to take Best Actress? Are you convinced Wicked was robbed? How do you feel about Zoe Saldana's press room defense of Emilia Perez? And is the internet overreacting to Adrien Brody's speech? Share your thoughts below, because these discussions often outlive the show itself. Whether you loved or hated the 2024 ceremony, one thing's for sure. It'll go down in history as one of the most chaotic Oscars we've ever seen, and we'll probably still be talking about these moments next year. Thanks for sticking with me through the highs, lows, and downright bizarre happenings of Hollywood's biggest night. The Oscars may be over, but the drama is definitely here to stay.